Well, Michael Hawkes joins again. First question, how's me grey? There's no use winning the minor games, the grand finals on the 14th.
Yeah, it was a semi-final, but he's pulled up good. Look, we're happy. You know, it's always been documented that the Everest is the one we've wanted. You know, look, when the speed came out with the monster scratching, a lot of people would say that, yeah, they still ran 1.8, but you know, it's all about the middle stages of the race and how it pans out. But look, he got home really good. We're happy with him. He's pulled up, he's bouncing off the walls, he'll be ready to go.
Would you just love on the 14th, just not a lot, but just a little fire out of the track? And I think that just really puts him back on top of the tree.
I think so. Look, to be fair for everyone listening, Brenton actually said there was a lot of kickback in the race from the track and a lot of film. He didn't really appreciate that too much. When he got into clear air, he actually really rattled home, as you'll see. So, look, getting the toe in wouldn't be a bad thing. You know, obviously, if you don't really want it wet because you love every horse to have a fair chance. But you know, we're happy. That's all that matters going forward.
It's 5.8 million. Do you really want everyone to have a fair chance?
We've been here before. We've done it again, mate. So it's all good. So well, there's no pressure on us anyway. Put it that way.
I asked 4 trainers in the past 24 hours, what's the biggest danger? All 4 said Chautauqua.
Well, look, you know, he is what he is. You know, Winks wins every time, which is fantastic, but our bloke's a lot different. You don't expect him to win every time because he always gets himself in a position that he has to get out of. But we have been in this position before where people have written him off, a la last year's TJ.
After he'd gone to the 1500 of the rider?
Yeah, 1500 back, you know, from taking on Winks and back, and everyone thought he was a down and out. So you just, one thing as I kept saying to everyone, you can't not look at this horse.
Was it the Friday night at Moonee Valley? Was when Mick Price's 3-year-old won? And they said, oh, he's gone, Chautauqua.
Yep.
Remember that horse?
Extreme Choice.
Extreme Choice won, and they said, oh, Chautauqua was on his back, nah, he's had enough.
Look, that's what he is. He just needs everything to go right, even go back to the Manikato. When he got back, he was out the back. There was no way he could have won. He ended up blowing away by 2 lengths. So, look, he's never changed. We've always had him in the, you know, the holdings of where we've been with him, and we've always documented that. But look, you know, a bit of cut out the ground, bit of speed up front. It's going to be a great race.
Let's have a look towards Saturday. A good day's racing in Sydney. Chauffeur in Flemington and at Randwick, stay at home?
Yeah, we're going to keep him here. He's drawn 2 and he drew 11, I think it was, in Melbourne. Obviously it was a 1400, but we've just decided that we thought the Roman Consul might be a sneaky little race in the sense that it might not be overly strong. It's a competitive race. You know, obviously he's well in it. He's done super. If you go back and look at every run, his first up run was outstanding. That's one of your words, outstanding. I thought I'd better throw that in for the punters. But you swap the places with Pryor and he wins. We win and he runs second. Second up, he got caught behind a couple of slow horses. Third up, Golden Rose, he got smashed from pillar to post and probably got back a pair too far. And if he's where he probably should have been in the run, he's running a nice third. So if you actually look at his runs, they've all been very creditable. Saturday's race, he's drawn well, back to 1200, big track. Hopefully he's, you know, hitting that line solid.
I've been in racing a long time, and I've said I've had a lot of jockeys. No nicer jockeys race the track than Sam Clipperton, and he's been in white hot form in honkers and he's back.
Yeah, we've brought Sammy back. Obviously we've got to run on the Group 1 as well, and he's on chauffeur, but you know, Sammy's been good to our stable. You know, our clients have been great. They wanted to bring him back or a jockey back, and we put forward Sammy Clipperton. We thought he was the best fit for our team, and they were very obliging. So, you know, it's something that you know, you've got to think outside the square, and this is what you have to do to try and get the big days.
We'll talk about the Group 1, the Spring Champion Stakes, Barrier 1, Dissolution.
Good run last start. Had a low weight. You know, he actually, going back to start before at Newcastle, it was probably face value disappointing. He sat outside the leader and didn't really run on, whereas, you know, he got back, the tempo was genuine, Tommy got him out at the right time, and he actually hit the line really good. And look, they run a race record, I think it was. They ran a good time all day, probably another couple of bounds, and he's right in the finish.
Where would you like to be on Saturday? One behind the leader or one pair back?
Look, he's a kind of horse that just needs to be where he needs to be. He just likes to have the bridle in his mouth. I think he performs at the best. It's not an overly strong sort of race. It's a very even race, albeit our bloke is a maidener going into it.
Well, the horse that you've seen a lot of, Ace High, or probably one of the fancies.
Yeah, it is, and you know, it's going to be hard to beat. But Look, it's a competitive race. It's a 2,000 metre test. Our bloke looks like he wants the 2,000. There's nothing to say that he can't. You know, maybe backing up might be a query, but look, the horse is bouncing off the wall. We're happy.
Terrific. And what about in the last first hand? Tell you what, it's another even race.
Yeah, it is an even race. He's a bit of a family horse, this one. I've got to say nice things. The wife's in it. Tommy Berry's wife's in it. My brother-in-law's in it. Laurie Bricknell's in it. Ryan Phelan's in it. Like, where do you stop?
Ryan Phelan TV.
That's it. So, yeah, look, his trial was good on Tuesday. His trial was good at Warwick Farm. We just wanted him to jump out and just hit the line, you know, on his own accord. He's done that. On his day, he's a good horse. He's just drawn probably a little bit awkward in 10. It's a big field. Is he a chance? Yeah, without a doubt he's a chance. You know, there should be good speed. He'll have a lovely run. He's done everything right. I can't fault him.
You sent Euro Angel down for the Blazer Stakes?
Yeah, her run last start. Look, face value is disappointing, but, you know, she only got beat 5 lengths, and everyone can have an off day. It was hot that day, and she's a mare. You know, going back, her previous runs have been really super. First up was unbelievable. So she's done everything right. Change of scenery. She's drawn 7. She should have a good run. You know, she's won at Flemington before, and hopefully just ticks the box by changing states.
You can choose whether it's Michael's Monty or Hawksy's Hottie.
Doesn't worry me. They both sound pretty good.
One for the girls, Hotties. Every week they don't. Every week they get. How good a sort see that Michael
Of course
Hawks.
he is. You make me look good, mate. Don't worry about that, eh? So
I'm going to start putting jackets. I need the cold weather because you wear the jumper. It doesn't look as big, the belly. What's the best?
I'd have to say Chauffeur.
Yeah, I think.
So he's done well. Everything's fine. His runs have been really good. We're very happy with him, and you know, it's the right race for him. Thank you. Cheers.
There he is. This Saturday, the Hawks stable. Big players in Sydney. Of course, Euro Angel to Melbourne, but Saturday week's the one.